Alright, here we go. So I'm going to start my makeup. I usually get here about 2 hours before each show. Some people take less time, but I like to do a really slow vocal warm-up and physical warm-up as well. So I'm putting on what they call a wig prep. Excuse me. Sort of a sticky rubber thing you put on your head, so eventually when the wig person puts the wig on, they've got somewhere to put all of the pins inside. So I usually start with just a little bit of cream on my face so that the makeup is a little bit easier to take off at the end. And I use grease paint, and most of the cats will start with a kind of a white base and then build on top of that all of the colors. Some of the cats have a lot of bright colors on their faces. My character, which is Munkustrap, which is one of the leaders, and he's the narrator, and a bit more, he's in charge, he's sort of second in command, so that reflects in the makeup a bit. So I don't really have any color in mine. I have a white background, and then I have gray shading, which you'll see, and then I have black that I use to put the lines for the fur and whiskers and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to continue to put this white on. Okay, so now that I have put all the white on and I've been blotting it, which means doing this, so you don't have any streaks in it, you have to powder. You have to powder after every color. So it's important you put a lot of powder all over. Try not to inhale it. And then you take the excess off with a blush brush. And when I first started, it took me 45 minutes, a bit longer to do makeup. It's taking me a lot less. It'll probably take me 15 minutes altogether. Okay, so now we're going to take a gray, and this is where I'm going to do the shading. Sometimes I make funny faces to get the lines that I'm looking for. Because even though the sponge has a straight angle, as edge, your face isn't usually. Now I have a lot of gray in my costume as well, so it'll blend down, because of course when you're a cat you don't really want to see any human skin. So except for even the, we call them arm warmers, they come over our arms and they go over our hands, so just our fingers are the only things that actually show through. But on your face you don't want to see any skin. My collar will go up to here, and so you won't, it'll be a gradual line from my makeup down into my costume. And I do a little bit more shading up here. Might look a little funny now, but when I get the rest of the makeup on and the wig, you'll see how it's supposed to look. Okay, I'm going to quickly powder that. And now I'm going to add the black lines. Now, as I said, powder each color and wipe it off. Right back. Okay, so these are I've got a bunch of different brushes that I use for the lines. For the black, it's important you have a really straight tip. Again, black grease makeup. Now this is all freehand, but because this is, say right now we're at, I don't know, I think about 120 something shows. So doing 8 shows a week, which means makeup for each of those shows, sometimes 2 times in a day, you sort of get used to it. So I'm going to put some texturing on my neck, which again looks a little odd now, but it will make sense after. And then we start to do the eyes. So I'll quickly do an outline of one eye. Sometimes you have to grab the skin so that you don't put any creases. See what I tell you about funny faces? And then you fill it in, if you can see. Again, once you've been doing this for a while, it gets a lot easier. You have to be just as careful, but you can do everything a little bit more quickly. And then eventually I will be highlighting. So everything I've done on this side, I'm going to do on the other side. Right back. Okay, so this is how I put on my snout. I've also got another mirror that I use so I can see up close. So everyone's got the basic line of a snout, so it starts this way because all cats have this. And you just go around the nostril. You don't do the whole nose, at least not for my cat. It's just a matter of making sure you've got a lot of makeup on your brush. And then we bring it down into the lip area. And this little curve here depends or determines your cat, because some cats are a little happier than others. It's almost like a smile. I'm just going to even this up. There we go. Let me fill in the lip. And it's important, really important, that you powder, otherwise it'll do this. It'll actually transfer down to your lower lip, so you have to make sure you powder everything. Then we get the little whiskers going on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And we put the I make my little dots with, it's like the handle of a mascara brush. I think that broke off. So I just take the black makeup and I just sort of roll that in there. And I put 5 dots. Don't know why it's 5, but it is 5 for my particular makeup. Be right back. Alright, so this is what you look like after you put a bunch of powder on. Now I'm going to take it off because I finished doing the black. Alright, a lot of dust. Okay, so now we're going to do the highlighting, which is with the white brush and the white grease. The highlighting is really just to accentuate what you've already done. Didn't quite get it all out of my eyes. So we start with the neck. So this makes it just look like a bit more texturing. You don't necessarily want to see the white all the time, but from a distance, and because most people are quite far away from the stage, and with the bright lights, it makes it look much, much better. So I'll do this one side, and then I'll do the other side. So you just go up here. It's kind of nice coming in a little bit earlier than most people, because then I can do my makeup without being bothered. Kind of nice part of the day, very, very quiet. Nobody else here. I like to put a little bit of a white line right down my nose, which may look odd close up, but from a distance, just makes the nose look a little bit stronger. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish up the other side. Alright, so I finished the other side, and then I just put a bunch of powder on here again. So I'll get rid of this. So as you can see, I don't have any color to speak of. Some people have bright orange and yellows and reds. It's really, really interesting, but not for my character. And then I finish up with, if I can find it, that's interesting. Just hang on to find it. Be right back. Aha, the eye pencil. So I just need to be looking at this at the same time. So I go around my eye, and here's a secret. If you go right on the inside of the lid, you have to be careful. It makes your eye look a lot darker because it goes black, black to the white. So from a distance, your eyes really pop out. So I do that, and then I finish up with some mascara. You're trying it for my makeup. I'm trying to get as much darkness, black, right around my eye, so the whites of my eyes will stick out. See from side to side the difference? Alright, I'll go ahead and do the other side. So here's a fun fact about cats. I was just talking about the fact that I've been doing this show just a little over 120 times or so. And this is the third production that I've done. I've done it twice before. But in New York, the original production, there was one cat member. I think she was a swing, which means she wasn't in the show unless people were sick, but then she would cover all different parts. She was there for the entire run of Cats in New York, which opened in the 80s, and it was over 20 years, and she was in that show that entire time. So can you imagine having to be ready and possibly doing your makeup every single day for that many, many years? My goodness, my hat goes to her. Anyway, so, okay, so I'm done the makeup part, and what I'm going to do is put the netting on. Then I usually just go next door and start a vocal warm-up and a physical warm-up. So I start to stretch and do all that kind of stuff and warm up my voice. And then the sound man will come in and give me my microphones. I actually have 2 microphones, which I'll show you later. And I wear them on my wrists. And they go up into my wig, and they come to right here. And I'm wearing 2 because I sing a fair amount in the show, and if something happens and a mic goes out, they want to make sure that I have a backup mic so that if I'm in the middle of a song, it's not going to interrupt the show. So anyway, once I'm all warmed up and I've got all of the mic on, then I will go into the wig room, and Chris, our wig person, will put my wig on me. Then I will come back here and I will glue the netting so it's really secure, and then I will get into my costume, do a little bit of sort of fine-tuning in vocal warm-up and physical warm-up, and then I will be ready to go. We'll see you soon.